This is the Z Flip 4 unboxing. So, we are back again a year later with another flip phone, this time the Flip 4, and my expectations and my hopes and my overall mood is not that excited. I wasn't a big fan of the Flip 3, and considering the striking similarities between both phones, I'm not that excited for this one either. Not because the Flip 3 was bad in terms of it pulled off the whole flip phone idea very well, and in fact it turned out to be the most popular folding phone, which I think is interesting. But as a concept, I really didn't like it. I didn't like the idea that every time I wanted to use my phone I had to flip it open. And overall, for the sake of that flipping feature, even though it was priced at the price of a normal phone, you're compromising other aspects of the phone like battery life and camera. And there are slight improvements in terms of those aspects of the phone, like camera and battery life, apparently, but still not at the flagship level, and I just overall don't like that idea. But anyway, those are just my personal opinions on the concept of a flip phone in general. But in terms of a flip phone, the Flip 3 was an absolute banger of a phone, and even though this is very similar, it is still a refined version of the Flip 3, so it is going to be better in terms of the overall package. But in terms of value for money, the Flip 3 will probably be better because the adjustments are so small, and you probably have a fair decrease in price for the Flip 3, so you're just getting more value for money by getting the Flip 3 instead. But in terms of the adjustments, first thing you might have noticed now is you're getting a slightly larger screen to body ratio because the bezels, those black edges on the side, the black rims, are slightly narrower, and you're just getting more screen on the front, so it looks more up to date, like a more modern phone, and it's nicer to use. And I can feel just overall a higher build quality with this phone. It was the same thing with the Fold 4, where you can also feel in the hinge that it's much sturdier. But the first thing that came to my mind, because you really notice this when you open it, is it a good thing that the hinge is sturdier? Because when you open it now, it's more of a struggle, especially if you're trying to open it with one hand. You kind of risk dropping it every time you open it, and it's a higher risk now because the hinge is sturdier. And Samsung did mention that the hinge is redesigned, so it is probably a stronger, more durable hinge, and maybe the phone is just more durable overall because of that. But if the risk of you dropping it has increased, then does increased durability really matter? I don't know. But overall, I do really feel an increase in build quality, which is really good considering the Flip 3 already had an amazing build quality. So that is nice to see as a bonus. In terms of remaining changes that I can tell you from my first impressions of the phone, well, something I did notice is I felt like the crease is more hidden. I said this with the Fold 4 as well in that unboxing and first impressions video, but I feel like it's more of a thing here in the Flip 4 that I actually, when I first saw it, I was really like, wow, I think the crease is less obvious this year than it is last year. I'm not sure if it's in my head, but I really do feel like that is the case. On top of that, there is a slight redesign where the edges are slightly flatter, a bit like the iPhone, if you know what I mean, like that boxier design, which I like. And then other than that, what else do you have? Well, I mean, it has a new chip, the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, so hopefully this new chip not only faster, but I mean the Flip 3 wasn't really slow, but on top of that, hopefully it will manage the battery life even better and allow for longer battery life, because that was the biggest thing with the Flip 3 that I really disliked. On top of all its compromises in order to allow it to flip, and on top of the fact I didn't even like the fact that it flipped because it was inconvenient, the battery life was horrendous. So hopefully the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 helps with that, especially as it combines with the fact that this year in the Z Flip 4 we have a bigger battery in comparison to the Flip 3. The Flip 3 had a 3300 mAh battery. This year Flip 4 has a 3700 mAh battery, so the combination of the new and improved processor and a larger battery should hopefully give us improved battery life by a noticeable amount. But yeah, I'll let you know my full review in terms of battery life, because I need time to be able to experience that. And then that cover display on the front, nothing has really changed about it physically, but in terms of software, we've gotten a few changes, like a few additions on the screens that you can have, like a calendar. So it's just adding a little bit more function to that cover, that small little display right next to the camera is the cover display. But I mean, other than that, there just really isn't much to tell you about, because it is so similar to the Flip 3. And to kind of conclude, if you didn't like the Flip 3, you're not going to like the Flip 4. If you were interested in the Flip 3, then the Flip 4 will be also interesting and slightly better. If you have a Flip 3, don't get the Flip 4. It's just not worth paying that money again when the phone is so similar. And if you want to get a flip phone, if you really want value for money, get the Flip 3, because you're getting almost the same things for a cheaper package. But if not, if you're not too fussed about the money, you want the latest and the greatest, then the Flip 4 is the greatest flip phone. I don't like the concepts of the flip phone. I explained why a little bit. I'll explain more in my full review. As far as flip phones go, it is pretty good, and I can tell you that just based off of my first impressions. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a like and comment for the sake of the algorithm. Check out my Instagram at El-Naggar for a behind the scenes perspective on everything that I'm doing, everything that's upcoming, like the Fold unboxing, the Fold review, a customization setup on the Flip and the Fold, a desk setup video, all of this stuff. Keep up to date on Instagram. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Salam.